Unfortunately, time cannot be halted, even momentarily. And this is why we yearn for photographs. We need snapshots, glimpses of a perfect moment that can be held permanently, or these days, uploaded and shared instantly. But we're all searching for a way to capture time, especially the time known collectively as childhood. But we have to face the simple truth that your moment has arrived, and this has become your glorious day of departure. But before you go, we would like to share some snapshots and memories that we have archived over the years. So what you're about to witness is a presentation of excerpts of the memory book. So this is what the students wrote about each other. It's a little zany brainy, and the teachers will present all 4 of them. There's 5 6th grade teachers, but Miss Jill will be playing the role of parent today. So she's going to just sit back and relax and enjoy.
Josephine. Josephine, you are so open-minded and extremely compassionate. You're also very kind and smart, and you will help anyone in need. It's going to be a lot of fun going to Grower together. Josephine, you were really kind and helpful throughout the school year. I appreciate how you always came and helped people without a desire for a gift afterward. Josephine. Describing everything that you excel at would take far too many sentences, so I'll say only this. You're creative, artistic, kind, and funny, and I am thankful that we had time together at Diegueno. Josephine, your kindness always shines through and is well appreciated by our peers, including me. However, you're not afraid to stand up for yourself, and that's what I love about you. William. You are one of the most normal boys in the class. You should probably be a tutor because you're that good at explaining things. I'm going to miss you next year, Will. William, you're the one who inspired me to get into coding in the first place. I'll always be grateful for that. I've always been impressed with the many things you have accomplished. You are such a smart and out-of-the-box thinker. I've always appreciated how you even out the games we play at school. I admire your ability to take charge and your confident personality. I hope the kids at your new school think you're as amazing as I do. I will forever be reminded of a blessing I have in the form of a truly perfect person. That is you, Will, and no one else. So I'd like to say thanks to you. Dorian, we've always known each other for so long, and it will be so weird not having you in the classroom. We've been mortal enemies, we've been friends, and even co-workers. Actually, you're the most down-to-earth, nonpartisan person in this class. If something goes against your morals, you will not stop until it's corrected. Dorian, you're such an inventive person. You're always there to laugh with and to make jokes with. You're so intelligent, more than you ever give yourself credit for. Dorian, you're the tech whiz and the architect. It's cool how you love so many of these amazing activities. Thank you for your sarcasm. I find it hilarious. I love how you don't care what other people think. You encourage me to share my thoughts with the world and not care about what other people think of me. Thank you for that. Dorian, you are, to put it simply, an amazing person. I struggle to find the words to describe you and how monumental of a difference you've made in this class. But just know that I'm thankful for the years that we have shared. Darren. Darren, you're always full of charisma and energy. Thank you for stepping in to say what you think is right and for always being honest. I have appreciated your sense of humor and all your jokes. You're one of the funniest people I know. You're a stunning actor, a natural-born comedian, and a great friend.
I really appreciate it, Mr. Rizal.
You what?
I really appreciate it.
Oh.
Darren, I'm crying right here with you back here. I just want you to know. I was first.
We'll do it together. I sometimes take you for granted, but now I realize that I was lucky to be learning with you through the years. You definitely made things more interesting. I have known you for over half my life. You've been the joy of the classroom and can make every situation funny and lighthearted. Ever since you were in kindergarten, you were arguably the nicest kid in the class. Darren, you have such a positive outlook on everything in life, even during the bleak moments. Whenever our class is groaning and complaining about something, you always attempt to cheer us up. I'll miss you so much, Darren. Sasha, where are you? Sasha, you're extremely smart and understanding, ready to fix a problem anyone has. You're such a nice person, and I love how you speak up for yourself and others. This year in the student council, you were the greatest leader and you shared terrific ideas. Whether we are helping each other or with homework, just talking about life, it's always fun. You're extremely responsible. Sasha, you're such a creative and thoughtful person and always put others first. You're an amazing president. Oh, and friend, by the way. And I will miss you so much when we go to middle school. You're so smart, you're so amazing, and I know one day you will make it to Harvard. It was a pleasure to be in your service as vice president of the school. I always admire the creative ways you solve problems. Sasha, you're super duper smart. Thank you for being such a great friend and student council president. You would always keep us on topic, and you had so many wonderful ideas to help the school grow. You are a natural-born leader, a kind person, and an even better friend.
Dea, the athletic British girl in our grade. You are the one who can wrap her head around everything, and you do. You are always someone that I can vent to, and someone who will never ever judge me for who I am. I love your wild personality, and you are truly my ride or die. I'll miss you so much next year. Dea, I'll never forget how much I love bossing you around. The biggest thing I'll remember is the anger I feel when you don't listen to me. Dea, you are super creative and no doubt talented. And of course, I respect you for that. But what I respect even more is your loyalty to your friends, your kindness, and your insane soccer skills. Dea, you're a great teammate and a fantastic friend. I'm so glad you decided to stay, and we can keep in touch. Good luck at your new school. David. Where's my David? There he is. David, you have a great sense of humor and always make funny jokes. Thank you for always being kind and considerate. David, you're the kid who always answers his own questions in his mind. You're the big brain kid who is at the best at history. Actually, your knowledge of history is insane. David, you are very kind and independent. You are the athletic and quick as well as coordinated. David, you are such a fun person. I love your funny jokes and your chill attitude. Your dad jokes and sarcasm are hilarious, especially the dark and humorous ones. David, you're one of the nicest kids I've ever met. You are always incredibly kind to me. Thank you for being such a positive and great person. Ben. Ben, you have been one of the people in our class who just makes me crack up. Have fun at whatever school you go to. Keep making people hysterically laugh. Ben, every day, Ben, you would have the same lunch. Cheerios, Oreos, Hot Cheetos. Every day you would throw at least one hot Cheeto at me, but I fired back goldfish. Ben, you helped me tremendously. I still remember how we communicated when I didn't know English yet. I would start speaking Mandarin and point to the place where I wanted to go play. It was hilarious. I have always admired your determination to get things done and your innovative way of thinking, Ben. I've always been impressed by the things you do, from making your YouTube channel to creating your website. Ben, you are an incredibly fun person to be around, and the 7 years that I've been here with you at Diegueno would not have been the same, and it wouldn't have been as great of an experience without you. Mira. Mira, probably every time our class switched seats, you were at my table. I'm honestly so grateful for that because you had our table so organized and in order. But that's not the only reason I loved having you at my table. You also have such a positive vibe that I love to surround myself with. Mira, you are my most similar genetic classmate. It will be sad to move away from someone that I've enjoyed relating Turkish stuff to. Mira, your carefree personality always made me smile. You've helped me realize that I don't need to care so much about things that don't matter. Hanging out with you is like a breath of fresh air. Mira, you are such a great person to be around. You aren't afraid to say what's on your mind because you're brave. Mira, you are a fantastic dancer and such an amazing friend, and a funny one too. Keep up the good work. You are so nice, and I love your sassiness. It really defines you. I love you for you.
Isabel. Isabel, you don't talk a lot, but when you get into your comfort zone, you always have a lot to say. Your plays demonstrate how creative you are, and you are such a fun person to be around. Isabel, your movies are so cool. Thank you for being such a nice person to me. Your personality is unique and stands out in a good way. Isabel, your plays are funny and interesting and well thought out. The time you brought your cello to school and played for the class was awesome. Hello, Isabel. Yes, I will not forget Smealbucks. And spectrophotofluorometrically, speckly smeal me, unu mimi numis mumi, parentheses, SSSMOM, end parentheses. Thank you, Janet, for giving me that one. That's for being the new teacher, I guess. Yeet. You are one of my best friends. You are great at all sports, and you are also great at school. You are extremely compassionate and will help anyone in need. Yeet. You are kind, smart, and very tall. I also remember when I named you Bodyguard Bigfoot. You have been a great friend who is competitive just like me. Yeet, you are a great team player and classmate. You are caring toward others and put others first. You are also very on top of things and organized during projects. You are nice, empathetic, and a good friend. It is really fun to play sports with you during recess. You may not have always had the most appropriate sense of humor, but all the times I was scolding you for it, I was also trying hard not to laugh. You have made class much more interesting. Julia. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Okay. Julia, you are smart, kind, and generous. You will help anyone in need. Thank you for being a nice friend. Julia, you are so kind and intelligent. You are extremely positive and an overall amazing person. Thank you for always being my friend to hug. You are such an amazing friend to have and are so nice and supportive to me. You are an amazing person, and I hope we stay close as the years go by. Julia, one of the best things of this year was when we created Smealbucks, and you were the owner. Even though it's sad to see how Smealbucks turned out, it never would have happened without you. Julia, you are one of the nicest people I have ever met, for sure. You're so kind and thoughtful. Sometimes I wish I could be more like you. You're so calm and never get mad about the small things that aren't important. I clearly have a lot to learn from you. Chase. You are incredibly kind, caring, and excellent at sports. You have taught me coding, soccer, and different ways to think about problems. Chase, you are such a respectful and funny person, and I'm so glad that you are part of our class. You have been the most polite boy in our class. I loved how you always asked how my day was. That was so kind of you, and it made my day. Chase, you have been one of the nicest boys in our class. Thank you for never making fun of me. You're so smart and fun to be around. I'll miss your kindness. Chase, you are so generous and caring and compassionate toward others. Thank you for always looking out for others and being respectful. I have been inspired by your impressive coding and programming skills. You always had something new to teach me about it.
Matt. Where's Matt? Matt, you are a very funny person to be around, and you can always make the entire class crack up. You have such a great personality, and I loved your funny comments. Matthew, I'll remember the time where you used up all the glue in Spanish class, and you almost got banned from it. To be honest, I'm surprised that for Invention Convention, you and Ben actually got something done. Boss Bellows, I hope I made you proud in our business. You have made my 6th grade time a time to remember. You are such a bold person, and you always knew exactly what to say at the right time. I must say, though, you have a talent for ignoring the obvious, but what you lack in being observant, you make up for in kindness, strength, and athletic ability. Melissa. Melissa, you are smart, compassionate, and good at sports. You also are good at school and will help anyone in need. I'll definitely remember your obsession with penguins. Oh, we're all going to remember that. And I will never forget all your penguin noises during class. Melissa, your Vex 5 and gymnastics skills are insane. You are the gym rat herself and the best gymnast I know. I am astonished how you perform cartwheels, backbends, and other gymnastic techniques. I hope one day you'll be competing in the Olympics. Melissa, thank you for pushing me to work harder. Our similar competitive personalities make us great friends. I love your boldness and confidence. I am also grateful for your wit and clever comebacks, but also for being so kind and for being a good friend. Melissa, you are such a loyal friend and amazing person. I can't believe that you dedicate hours to gymnastics each day and still manage your homework and do amazing on tests. You are so funny and such a likable person, and I hope we stay friends forever. Ariel. Ariel, you have always been so sweet to me. I am so happy that you came back from Canada. You are a wonderful person with a wonderful personality. Hearing about how cold it is in Canada makes me question why I freeze in 50-degree weather. Ariel, you are very nice and helpful. Thank you for being peppy and funny. Ariel, you make this class way more interesting. You are a very kind and compassionate person. Thank you for being so nice. You are very outgoing and have a strong personality. You are funny and you know how to get along with everyone. I can't believe that you were gone for almost a year in Canada, but when you came back to Diegueno, it was like nothing had changed. It was like you were always there and a part of our class. You are such an amazing and creative person and always organized during projects. I am so grateful to call you my friend. Kieran. Kieran, my dear baseball buddy who I always talk to, it will be sad to be distant from you, but I think that we can keep in touch after we leave. Kieran, you never surprise me when you say something about baseball that I don't know. You are so smart and good at math. You have taught me countless things in school and life in general. We both strive to top each other every day. Kieran, I remember all the times during math class where you were being too loud outside and your mom had to yell at you. I can vouch for that. It happened a lot. Kieran, I love that you're such a humble and authentic person. I remember that one time when we asked you to cut in front of us in the hot lunch line, but you refused because you thought it was unfair for everyone else. I thought that was really fair. Kieran, I have to say I am a bit envious of your exceptional math skills. Not only that, but your ability to stay calm under pressure and your way with words. Whether it's in class or in sports, you are always a great person to have on my team.
Well, I don't know about you, but all of the pictures on my wall our children just are almost 19 now, and they're of the 5-year-old self that is still on the walls. Not that you're not adorable now, you guys. I mean, truly. But I kind of feel like there's a sense of timelessness here at Diegueno. Do you feel it? A sense of timelessness, right? And I might add that you are sitting in a location that has been assigned overlapping zip codes that converge at this precise position. So I might be onto something here. This is a rare environment that often defies satellite navigation systems. I mean, honestly, it says end of the road. I mean, this is what Shel Silverstein was writing about. We are where the sidewalk ends here. This is a place where childhood happiness is extended, prolonging the sense of wonderment that lingers in the air, seemingly altering time itself. Not exactly, but we all wish that were true. But the grown-ups around here still think that we can be kids forever. And do you remember this one? You guys, I don't know if you remember this one. This was our intergalactic Uber driver, Greg. We can all be kids and we can relive our childhood through all of you. So thank you. So here's some questions. People will ask, how are you? It's kind of a loaded question, isn't it? And how many of us really respond honestly each time? Think about that. People might ask, where are you? This is something we ask our children all the time, and they don't always honestly respond. Tip to parents, Life 360. They're going to be driving soon. That way you can track every movement. Just kidding, sort of. Today, though, I would like to ask an odd question. Perhaps it's a revolutionary question. I'd like to ask, when are you? When are you? Meaning, in what time zone do you spend most of your thinking hours, your waking hours? If you're like me, 2 a.m. last night, I was definitely in the future, thinking ahead, thinking about today, not able to sleep because I was too excited. But think about it. There's no wrong answer. When do you spend most of your waking hours? Is it past, present, or future? Are you dwelling on past events? How you could have said something differently, mentally revising your retort even after the moment has passed? Or are you looking forward, dreaming, planning, envisioning a future event with possibilities just awakening? Or are you here, now, presently aware, experiencing your constant stream of live snapshots? Because that is what it means to capture time, to be mindful. And it is a skill that I have yet to master. So let's try it just for a second. You guys are all seated. So uncross your legs, put your feet on the ground. Hands on your lap in the open position. Palms to the sky, feet on the earth. This is open, welcoming all emotions, all senses, right? Use all of your senses. This is such a beautiful moment to really sit in the moment. Feel the breeze on your face, the sun on your face, or the shade. Smell the fresh air, the birds chirping. Okay. You should do this at least once a day, okay? Even if it's 2 minutes. It makes a difference just to be mindful, just to feel your breath in and out. But it is a skill that I have yet to master because I still find it nearly impossible to totally absorb a moment without letting my thoughts drift forward or backwards. Are you guys the same? But it's also not enough to simply live moment to moment. In fact, in order to live meaningfully, we need to step back and reflect. We need to revisit our memories so that we can catalog them for future reference. Okay, give a big shout out for these people here. You see them on the screen? The dream team. Can I hear it? How about all of our teachers back there? Let's hear it for everybody. Amazing, you guys. We thought this was going to be a much easier year, and it wasn't. Every year has its challenges. But I will say that we at Diegueno consider ourselves your greatest teachers, and we're pretty great. But your greatest teachers are often your past experiences. So learn from them. The good times, but especially the difficult times, because it's then that you learn and grow. And today, I will share these with you, by the way, the slides and this. We will snap our photographs today. But by tomorrow morning, they will have already become a chapter in our history. So what does the future hold? People ask me that all the time. I wish I had a crystal ball. I don't know. But here's what I do know. The future is dependent on what you choose to do with each present moment. Each decision, each choice you make directs your path. And with each decision, your life story unfolds. So perhaps you'll join me in a shared goal today. Let's try to savor the moment more often. Yes, we need to linger in our memories. And yes, we need to be the architects of our future. But we often forget about what we have right here and now. Right now, on stage, we have a collection of rare talent. We have philosophers, writers, musicians, mathematicians, performers, athletes, entrepreneurs, visionary inventors. I could go on and on, right here on stage. Just want you to capture this moment of joy. I know your hearts are like this because you're about to speak, but don't let that take over. Try to enjoy this moment right now. It's like your moment of glory. This is what you've been waiting for, right? There you are at your play. So in this bittersweet moment, we would like to actually say thank you to all of you for the lessons you have taught us through the years. And we share in your triumphs, all of your victories, except for one. Okay, this is the 6th grade versus teachers baseball game. And this is now going to sit in the 6th grade room for the whole next year while, wait for it, the participation trophy for the teachers is going in the library so that we remember. You guys, we feel so much affection because you are truly our children too. I say this all the time, but we are raising these children together. So as we are presently savoring this moment of glory, I just want you all to know that no snapshot is required because you, 6th graders, are forever etched in our hearts, timeless and unforgettable. We love you all. And now it is the Diegueno tradition that they will give a speech as their departing gift to us. Madam President, your final duty is as clicker. So they've all chosen a background that somehow encapsulates who they are. There, I have Darren's ready to go. Thank you all so much for your beautiful children. I have so much stuff up here. I don't know how that happened.
I don't think I require a stool, right?
I don't think so.
I'll just do
you want it?
Life at Diegueno has been like a maze. At the start of the maze, you reach the entrance, where the first obstacle lies. You see an impenetrable brick wall with the word language on it. Replaying what happened in kindergarten, I remember when Miss April handed me 2 colors. One of them was red, one of them was green. She asked, What color do you like, red or green? All I said was, okay. Back then, the only English word I knew was okay, and the reason was because the TV remote had the word okay in the center. Luckily, a nice kid named Ben invited me to play games on a lower field. He would point towards a direction and speak to me in English. I would respond with okay and a few sentences in Chinese. The conversation went something like this. Hey, Darren, do you want to go over there and play? Okay, 我们去玩 tag 好吗? I soon learned the word tag, and that was enough for us to be friends. In first and second grade, teachers guided us away from wrong turns. They helped us through conflicts, taught us responsibility. We learned really quick that R&R slips meant that we lost our heavenly recess. They made sure they held us accountable without making us feel punished somehow. During third and fourth grade, we were able to problem solve with less guidance. The teachers assigned more group projects, and we had to work independently as well as together, which taught us to become more organized and work in teams. Then the COVID monster ambushed us from behind a corner, which blocked the exit. We had to learn how to use Zoom, and we couldn't work in person with classmates. But we eventually overcame COVID by wearing masks and testing, and returned to campus, which improved everyone's overall morale. After 7 years, I finally met my last obstacle. Farewell. Before I leave this beautiful palace, I would like to give a special shout out to my teachers and parents. Mom, Dad, thank you for your time and effort allowing me to come to this private school to give me advantage and better possibility for the future. Mom, from the day I was born, you put me in your caring arm and nourished me. You taught me friendship and respect. Dad, even though you were hard on me, I learned discipline and responsibility. Mr. Brazil, you have been a monster in my perspective when I was in third grade. But now looking back, you're a fluffy and warm teddy bear. Lastly, I would like to thank the Cole family for creating the foundation of the school, helping me grow and mature. Now we are here, at the exit of the maze. After making mistake after mistake, my journey as a Diegueno student has come to an end. From a student who didn't understand a word except okay, to a student who is ready for the future and the possibility it holds. I could not have done it without my family, my friend, and the teachers at Diegueno. Okay, farewell.
As writer Eva Arsano said, "You are the artist of your own life. Don't give anyone else the paintbrush." Diegueno gave me my paintbrush. Diegueno is not only a school, but a community that teaches so much more than just academics. Diegueno has taught me to be myself, do things that I want to do, not what others tell me to. Diegueno has taught me to be a leader rather than a follower. The first time I came to Diegueno, I was in the second grade. Throughout my journey from second through sixth, I have not only experienced Diegueno, but other schools as well. However, every time I came back here, I was struck by the difference between this and other schools. Not just the learning levels, but the people. Diegueno is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you will never find another place quite like it. The friendships that I have formed here are incredible, and the memories that I've made will never leave me. Although I'd like to thank every teacher here, I can't, so I had to choose between many fantastic people. First, I would like to thank Mrs. Kim, who always pushes me to my limits. She always tries to help people in any way she can and doesn't hesitate to give up her break to work with people who are struggling with something. As well, I would like to thank Mrs. Z. Although she wasn't my teacher for very long, Mrs. Z still connected with me and gave me support throughout the second half of my sixth grade journey. Next, I would like to thank Mr. Brazil, who made what felt like the impossible possible. When I first came to Diegueno, I had terrible stage fright, but when Mr. Brazil started teaching me, he made it go away. When Mr. Brazil is teaching us something, he not only educates us, but does it in a way that I can understand, using references that we all love. I would also like to thank Mrs. Glancy, who I only had for a year, but who quickly became one of my favorite teachers. I would like to thank Dr. D who influenced my love of math and learning. Dr. D never fails to come up with fun ways to teach us, and it made math my favorite subject. I would also like to thank Mr. McCarthy for making jokes and keeping the class light while still teaching us effectively. Because of Mr. McCarthy, I always left math with a smile on my face. I would also like to thank Mrs. Jill for always keeping me entertained with the stories in the beginning of class and always making sure that I understood all the topics we learned in full detail. Next, I'd like to thank Mrs. Janet. Although she's never been my teacher, Mrs. Janet has still helped me with a lot of things throughout the years that have influenced my Diegueno experience. In addition, I'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Cole for founding this amazing school that has brought me so much joy. I would also like to thank my friends who are always there for me when I'm hurt or upset. Lastly, I'd like to thank my parents. I'm so grateful for the fact that they found Diegueno and decided to send me here. Without them, I would never have made the treasured friendships that I have and had such an outstanding education. Although I'm nervous to go to middle school, I'm so grateful that I was given the opportunity to experience Diegueno and all of its outstanding qualities. Throughout the years, this school has brought me so much joy. Even when I started trying out different schools, I never failed to miss Diegueno and always eventually came back to this incredible place that I'll miss and always call home.
Wow, where has the time gone? I remember my first day of kindergarten and how much I cried and how scared I was. Then I remember my second day of kindergarten when I ran out of the classroom to my mom and told her that I wasn't shy anymore. I've spent the past 7 years at Diegueno and have gotten to know many, if not all, of the teachers at the school, even through a pandemic. There are many people I would like to thank today. I'd like to begin by saying thank you to my kindergarten teachers, Miss April and Mr. Gus, for supporting me through those first hard weeks at Diegueno. I will never forget the time that reading just clicked in my mind when I was in a literary center in kindergarten. I also want to thank my entire 6th grade class for helping me make this place fun, exciting, and unpredictable. I will always remember the times when we played Flush and Dead Man all the way back in kindergarten. I can barely remember a time when Diegueno was not my life. I will also never forget the times I would look at the whiteboard in 6th grade and see the countdown of 12, 11, 10 days left before graduation. It is still hard to believe that I will never have another homework contract with corny pictures on the corners, hear the kindergartners and 1st graders playing and screaming outside my classroom, or participate in another readathon. But one of the most important aspects of the school that will always stay with me is how helpful all of the teachers are. I am incredibly grateful to the founders of the school, the Cole family, for making the school a second home. I also want to thank Mr. Brazil for always pushing me in the right direction, Miss April, Mr. Gus, Miss Mallow, and Miss Schroeder for teaching me how to read and write. I would also like to thank Mr. McCarthy for making every math class hilarious and fun, Mr. Day and Mr. Devine for helping me learn and get better at math, and Miss Kelly for showing me my passion in geography. I will always remember the time that I wrote a letter to my 6th grade self in 1st grade and thought about how far off and ridiculous it was to think that someday I could be a 6th grader. As I move on to my next school, I'm excited to take the memories of Diegueno with me and make new ones at Grower. It has been said that the days are long and the years are short. I now understand these words. After 7 quick years, Diegueno feels like home, and it is hard to believe that I am actually leaving the school after spending the majority of my life here. Thank you, Diegueno, and everyone who has supported me and guided me through this exciting time of my life. And I'm happy to have gotten the full Diegueno experience, being one of the few people who have been here for the whole 7 years. Thank you, everyone, for this amazing journey, and I will certainly never forget this school.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for our graduation. Even though I have only been here for 2 years, it has been an interesting journey, and I have still created an abundance of memories. To begin, one of my favorite memories I've had was learning in a tent. It might have been hard, but in the end, it was the most fun learning experience I've ever had. In the mornings, before we'd start school, we would always play a game of soccer, which became a daily routine for us. Going from fifth grade to sixth grade was a fairly easy transition until the first test. I was very nervous, but it ended up going well. Then, that was when it hit me. I knew this was going to be an amazing year. From there, everything started to skyrocket. Luckily, I got into the middle school I applied to. Now that I have more time to spend on my sports and school, everything has improved, from my grades to how well I've been doing in baseball. Another one of my favorite memories was this year's Invention Convention. The Invention Convention was one of the most exciting school activities that I've been a part of. From handling wires to the actual presentation, it was amazing. The process of making the boards and circuits for my project was what made it fun. Dig has also been another amazing experience for me. I may never encounter another experience like that. Throughout all these experiences were special people. First, I would like to thank my family for always supporting me. I would also like to thank the teachers at Diegueno for letting the school feel like a second home. Thank you to all my friends for welcoming me to this amazing school when I was first introduced. Lastly, I would like to thank the Cole family for starting this amazing school and making it what it is today. To my parents and teachers, thank you for staying with me through this whole chapter of my life called childhood. You allowed me to be me. As Oscar Wilde reminded us, we should always be ourselves, since everyone else is taken. Sorry, Mom and Dad, the teenage years are quickly approaching. I hope I can have as much fun in middle school as I have had in this amazing school. I will continue to learn more lessons as I move further into my life. I want everyone to know that I will never experience another school as unique as Diegueno. Thank you for being an important part of my journey.
Throughout my 7 years at Diegueno, I have learned many things, but I seriously doubt that I would be standing here delivering my speech, thinking of all my good memories from this school, without the help of several people. Of course, every single teacher and student I have been in a classroom with has had an impact on my life, but the people I am about to thank have shown far more care for me than an ordinary child in an ordinary school could ever dream of. This is what makes this school an extraordinary home away from home. First, I would like to thank the Cole family for starting this school decades ago and for continuing to give the school a distinct magic touch every year. You have made me see how lucky I am to be at this school. Thank you to Mr. McCarthy for always talking about baseball with me and being a great math teacher. Thank you to Mr. Day for making every day a special one. Thank you to Miss Kim for being an awesome language arts teacher who made everything fun. Thank you to my friends who made me look forward to school each morning. Just the knowledge that I would get to see each of you made me excited for school. Also, thanks to my former Diegueno classmates and friends, Harry, Asher, and Simon. Though you have left the school, I have not for a second stopped thinking of you. Thank you to my kindergarten buddies, Mars and John Charles. Mars can always put a smile on my face, no matter how sad I might feel. John Charles left the school in the middle of the year, but while he was here, he always made me happy with the adorable cards he wrote to me. Next, I want to thank my grandpa for putting in so much effort to make my life the best it can be. I will always remember that while I was at Diegueno in my elementary school years, you arrived each Saturday morning with breakfast for me and talked with me endlessly about baseball. And thank you, Grandma, for your large presence in the early years of my life. Thank you for doing everything in your power to bring me happiness while we were together. I only wish you were still with me today to hear this speech in person. Thank you to my brother, Brendan, and my sister, Kaylin. Without both of you, my life would be much harder. You always ensure that I am not bored, and both of you are so kind to me. Finally, thank you to my parents for guiding me through the path that is my life. Thank you to my mom for being a wonderful teacher for so many of my classmates, which in turn has made my path so much smoother. Thank you to my dad for always helping me when my path has had a large incline or rocky terrain. I appreciate you both for helping me realize how much of my path I have yet to navigate. As I grow, I realize that what I want in my life changes. I have acquired the knowledge that being content with the beautiful path I am on right now brings me more joy than longing for better views or fewer steep hills. I have found that if I let myself enjoy the small things, like the birds' melodious singing or the vibrant yellow and purple flowers, the path seems to get slightly less steep. I have learned that failure is all right, that just trying is better than not believing in myself. In the words of American poet and philosopher Susie Cassim, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. My journey is far from over. I hope that I have left my own special mark on this school. The path I have been on is a beautiful one. What lies ahead for me? Who knows? But whatever it is, my experience at Diegueno will propel me forward. I will remember you, Diegueno, and I hope you will remember me. Today, I leave this school for the last time, knowing that the rest of my life lies ahead.
As the infamous scientist Albert Einstein once said, creativity is intelligence having fun. This reminds me of all the opportunities that I was given here. Diegueno has always encouraged creativity and individuality, and I will forever be grateful for that. Looking back at when I first got here, I remember being welcomed with a warm embrace that immediately made me feel comfortable. There has never been a time when I felt out of place here, and I instantly realized that Diegueno was more than a school. It was a home, my home. Saying I appreciate this wonderful school is an understatement. Diegueno has filled me with a passion for learning and has always let me be myself. I appreciate this creative freedom, as Albert Einstein also said. Logic will take you from A to B. Imagination will take you anywhere. I have so many people to thank today, and I will start off by saying thank you to my teachers. The first person I want to thank is Mr. Brazil for always pushing me to my limits and not letting me give up so easily. Thank you to Miss Jill for teaching me to trust myself and giving me the support that I needed, even though I was too embarrassed to ask for it. Thank you to Miss Z for always being so kind and helpful. You could always put a positive spin on things. Thank you to Miss Kim for being so amazing and working so hard to fulfill our needs. And thank you to Mr. McCarthy for always keeping things light and fun. Next, I would like to thank all my friends who have stayed by my side throughout the years. I don't make a lot of friends, but I cherish the ones that I have. Next, I would like to thank my dad for always having his heart in the right place and teaching me to be kind to others. I don't get to see him often, but I really enjoy the times that I do. I would like to thank the Cole family for putting their love and time into creating this extraordinary school. And lastly, I would like to thank my mom for always being there when I needed you the most, for being so understanding, and for being so patient. I wouldn't be where I am today without your love and support, and I can't imagine what my life would be like without you. I will forever carry these lessons that I have learned at Diegueno, and not just the ones involving mathematics or history or science, but the life lessons too. To quote my esteemed teacher, Mr. Brazil, life isn't fair, get over it. This life lesson is one that I will use to motivate me to push through middle and high school. I appreciate the school, the teachers, and my Diegueno family. As much as it pains me to say goodbye to the school, I have to move forward with my life. It is time for me to start the next exciting and slightly scary chapter of my life. Junior high. Thank you for being an important part of my journey.
Before coming to Diegueno in 3rd grade, I had come from an environment where students were not encouraged to ask questions, the kids were really mean, and the teachers didn't seem to care about their students. It was hard to learn anything in an environment like this. I vividly remember kicking, screaming, and clinging to my seat, doing anything that would prevent me from having to go back to that horrible place. So when I left that school and came to Diegueno, I still had those memories of my old school stuck in my head. I was terrified of other kids, intimidated by the teachers, and barely talked. Not until this year was I fully able to be myself, to many people's dismay. Now, I barely ever stop talking. Since you all have allowed me to be me, I would like to thank some of the people who helped me throughout my journey here at Diegueno. First, I would like to thank all the teachers I've had at Diegueno, but I only have time to acknowledge a few. First, I would like to thank Mr. Brazel. Throughout the past 2 years, Mr. Brazel went from seeming like a super strict, mean teacher to probably becoming one of my favorites. No offense to all the other teachers. You're all great too. Mr. Brazel gave us a lot of opportunities to become better at presenting and speaking in front of a group, which I was very bad at, and gave a lot of honest feedback, which helped us improve and better ourselves. The second person I would like to thank is Miss Kim. Personally, I really enjoy when Miss Kim edits my essays, poems, or other literary works because she adds suggestions and gives me compliments. Most importantly, she laughs at my jokes. Not even my friends do that. Miss Kim helped me with my work if I was behind and was always open to questions. Finally, I would like to thank both Miss Jill and Mr. McCarthy. Both of you made math fun for me, which I never thought would be possible. You explained everything very well, and you let us spend most of first period on Monday, letting us talk about our weekend. I would also like to thank my parents for giving me the opportunity to come to this school on top of all the other things you do for me. I look forward to the new experiences ahead at my new school and to summer vacation. But I will also miss Diegueno and all the people here. All year, I've known that I'm going to graduate eventually, but it felt really far away until the last few weeks of school. It finally dawned on me, wow, I'm actually going to middle school next year. I'm actually leaving Diegueno. While the thought makes me a little nervous, I know that after this year, I'm prepared. I hope. Thank you, Diegueno, for a chance of having a better education and being in a better learning environment than I was before. I will never forget you.
First of all, I would like to thank everyone here, whether I know you or not. Thank you for coming to support me and my class at our graduation. I have only been here for 1 year, but it has been one of the best years of my life. During this time, I have received help from everyone you see standing here today. I have been pushed to my limit and beyond, but as I look back, I am grateful for the opportunities I have been given by this school and by my amazing family. I remember my first day here. I was so nervous people would not like me, or the curriculum would be too challenging for me. I tried to find a balance of still being me, but also being a better version of me. Throughout this year, I have learned to embrace myself for who I am. I have made good friends, and leaving them will be one of the hardest things about graduating. I have gained confidence, and I have grown alongside my friends and family. Looking forward, I hope I can become a person deserving of all the help I have been given. My darkest days have proved to be moments of uncertainty, but the lessons hidden beneath I would not trade for anything. While I have worked hard, in no way have I done everything myself. To quote Arnold Schwarzenegger, no matter how self-made you think you are really made by the many people who have invested in your life. This really embodies my experience here, as I could not have made it without the people who have supported me. This school has become a part of me. Without it, I do not know where I would be. To that end, there are several people I would like to thank here today. I can truly say that my parents have supported me throughout my entire life, through thick and thin. My mother drives me to school every day, no matter what. My dad supports me and helps me through my challenges, whether academic or social. I love them and always will. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for all you have done for me. I would also like to thank the Cole family for leading the school through hardship and not sacrificing any quality, and always putting the students first. I would like to acknowledge all of the school's faculty and personally thank my math teacher, Mr. McCarthy, for helping me when I was confused. He managed to teach me difficult subjects while also having fun. I was also excited for math class, and I have him to thank for that. I would also like to thank my close friends. Wherever I am, I will always remember you. All in all, my year here was both amazing and challenging. Diegueno has pushed me to be the best I could be. I am ever so grateful for the school and the incredible people who have shaped it into what it is today. My time here has been like a game of soccer. At the start, you don't know everyone's strategy, play style, or skill. I have learned that the most important part of the game is learning to play with your teammates, that the only way to truly win is to work together. Thank you. My years at Diegueno have been such an adventure. I've learned so many things, made so many lifelong friendships, and met so many bright individuals. At Diegueno, I've learned things like taking risks, determination, leadership, and oh yeah, public speaking. But none of this could be possible without many people in my life, and so I'd like to give them a big thanks. First, my mom and dad have influenced me so much. They have always supported my decisions and always wanted me to be my best. As Michael J. Fox once said, family is not an important thing, it's everything. Indeed, my mom and dad are my everything. I appreciate them so much for being right by my side in the sun or in the rain. My grandma and grandpa are also such important figures in my life. They are always my cheerleaders and are so happy for me no matter what. I would also like to thank all the teachers here at Diegueno, but I'd like to thank a few personally. First, I'd like to thank Mr. Day. He is such a role model and helped me a lot with my transition into the school when I was in 3rd grade. He really helped me feel less alone and behind. Mr. Day is such an important teacher in my life, and I will never forget him. Second, I'd like to thank Mr. Brazel. He has really pushed me to be my best and always made sure everything was fair. And even though at some times he seemed strict, he always wanted the best for us. I wish more teachers were like him in the sense that he pushes us and always wants the best for us. I would also like to thank Miss Jo. Her teaching has helped me expand my math comprehension and helped me become a more confident math student. Last but certainly not least, I'd like to thank Miss Kim. She is such a caring and sweet teacher and always is ready to help her students. I admire her so much. I am so thankful to have such an amazing group of teachers here at Diegueno who take the time for their students' growth. I am so appreciative of every one of them. They work so hard to make sure we have a safe and clean space to grow and thrive. I have grown so much since my first year in 3rd grade because Diegueno has offered me so many opportunities for me to learn. Diegueno has been such an adventure, and I'm glad to say I went on it. But sadly, it's my time to say goodbye. And now I must express one last thank you. Thank you, Diegueno, for being my safe space to grow and learn. And as Dr. Seuss once said, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened.
I remember walking into the 4th grade, scared of the year ahead of me at a new school. However, it wasn't as scary as it could have been because I had my best friend, my brother David, going through the same thing. I want to start today by thanking the special people in my life. Mom and Dad, I can't even explain how grateful I am that you work so hard to send us here to school and the sacrifices you make and the time. Thank you to my friends who make school exciting every day. Thank you, Miss Jill, Mr. McCarthy, and Miss Sharon for helping me build my confidence in math. Thank you, Miss Z, for helping us dominate the boys in prank wars at camp. Thank you, Miss Klein, for rewarding us with prizes and teaching us grammar. Thank you, Mr. Brazel, for helping me build my confidence with public speaking. Thank you, Miss Sushma, for always looking out for the school. Thank you, Miss Erin, for helping us in class when we have problems with the projector. Thank you, Miss Janet, for making the school feel so welcoming. Thank you to my sister Elizabeth for always supporting me. Lastly, I want to thank the Cole family and all the teachers here for making the school great. There are so many people in my life that have supported me through elementary school, and I can't thank you enough. Our class has made so many memories that I will not forget. I remember when we popped a beach ball and buried it in the sand at school, and when we did water fights at camp. Overall, my time at Diegueno has been incredible. From participating in student council to doing foreign language and laughing with my friends. Although at times it was hard, I kept in mind that you're never going to know if you never even try. Thank you, Diegueno, for being my home away from home.
In the words of Albert Einstein, everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Diegueno's passion for its students has shown me that nobody is perfect, and if you try to be, life will only get more complicated. Diegueno has always had my back when my efforts fell short of my goal, and I would like to thank some of the great people here who have helped me. Unfortunately, I cannot include all of the fantastic teachers and staff, but here are a few. Firstly, I would like to thank all of the Coles for the creation of this school and their love of teaching. I will always remember in my younger grades looking forward to talking to Mr. Cole at lunch. Secondly, I would like to thank Mrs. Kim for teaching me to be organized and clean up my handwriting. Without you, Mrs. Kim, I don't know how messy I'd be. Next, I would like to thank Mr. Brazel. When I first got into 5th grade and had you as a teacher, I thought you were strict. But little did I know that you would become one of my favorite teachers and that I would enjoy the way you teach. You prepared us for middle school and beyond. I would also like to thank Mr. McCarthy for teaching me math in a very hands-on way and helping me understand more abstract concepts. On the subject of math, I would like to also thank Miss Sharon for helping me in areas that I may not have understood otherwise. Next, I would like to give a special thanks to Mrs. Annie, and though she may not be working at the school right now, when she was, she helped critique my writing and teach me new concepts and ideas. I would like to thank my family for encouraging me to learn and teaching me how to act. Last but not least, I would like to thank my friends who have comforted me in tough times and cured my occasional boredom. When I first started kindergarten, I was scared and worried I wouldn't have any friends. But Diegueno has taught me that nothing can go wrong if you put yourself out there. As the years went by, I progressed and mastered different subjects, my favorite of which were math and history. In those early days of kindergarten, I could not imagine myself standing here on this stage and giving this speech. I cannot believe what a great opportunity I've had at Diegueno, and I can't wait to continue my journey of life in middle school. As I look forward to the future, I realize that I do not have any fears. I feel ready, and that is all thanks to the fantastic people here at Diegueno. I feel that students are held to their own unique standard, and that all of the staff will take their own time, maybe a lunch, maybe an afternoon, just to answer your questions. I am truly thankful for everyone who has contributed to who I am today. Thank you.
To be honest, I did not want to write my speech for a long time because I knew when I wrote my speech, it would mean that I'm really graduating, that this is really happening. I know some people will think that I'm strange for saying this, but I'm not ready for this year to be over. I chose the quote to share with you today. Things end, people leave, and you know what? Life goes on. Elizabeth Scott, an American actress, said these words, and I try to convince myself that this is just the ending of one chapter and the beginning of another. I would say that my class at Diegueno is like a big family, but that's gross, so I'll say it's like a big community. Diegueno is truly a magical place. It reminds me of a magical fairy garden that few people know about. Every person that comes and leaves the magical fairy garden departs with a magical experience and a lifetime of memories. Before I leave, I'd like to appreciate some people. First, I'd like to thank my parents for always doing what is best for me and helping in any way possible. Without them, I would have never ended up in this amazing place. Next, I would like to thank Miss Sushma, Miss Erin, and Miss Janet for guiding and helping me when I moved here. I don't think that I'd even be standing here without all their help. I'd also like to thank Miss Klein and Miss Z. English has traditionally been my most challenging subject, but they helped me get a lot better in 1 year. They also provided me with a lot of help during DIG. I will always remember all the help you have given me. Also, I would like to thank the amazing math teachers that I have had, Miss Jill and Mr. McCarthy. Without them, I would not understand half the things I know now. I will really miss all our conversations and stories in middle school. The last teacher I'd like to thank is Mr. Brazel for helping me get more comfortable with public speaking during all our presentations in class and for pushing me out of my comfort zone, thus helping me accomplish a lot more. Finally, I'd like to thank all my friends and classmates for all the amazing memories that we share. Out of all my years at school, 6th grade was the most interesting and fun.
I will never forget 6th grade camp prank wars, and I would just like to say, the girls did win. Like I said, I'm not ready for this year to be over. Being at Diegueno has helped me improve the person that I am. I am so happy that I came here. Now, as I leave the magical fairy garden, I will also leave with a magical experience that I will treasure forever. Thank you.
Martin Luther King once said, "You don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step." I can relate to this sentiment as I recall taking my first step into Diegueno Country School. Many of you know me, the shy British girl who joined halfway through 3rd grade. The second I took a step through that door, however, all of that changed. Everyone was so supportive and kind, and that made me, me. I would like to personally thank some people who mean a lot to me. First, I would like to thank my parents. Thank you for teaching me to never give up and to believe in myself. Without you, I wouldn't be where I am today. Also, Carmen, who has given me the sister I've always wanted. I love you all. Next, I would like to thank the Cole family. Thank you for building this school and giving kids this amazing opportunity. Miss Janet, Miss Sishma, and Miss Erin, you're all the reason I'm here today, the ones who took a chance on me. Thank you. I would also like to recognize some of my teachers who have pushed me to my limits and helped me become a better student. Miss Klein and Miss Z, you are both my second mothers. Both of you have comforted me, whether it's at camp or school. I love you. Dr. Devine, you helped me overcome physical struggles through sports and brain power. Thank you. Miss McCarthy and Miss Jill, thank you for giving me the opportunity to learn from the greatest. You have both helped me become more successful in life. Miss Sharon, you have taught me that I can learn a foreign language the quickest I could ever learn English. Thank you. Mr. Brazel, I thought you were one of those principals from TV shows that has a twinkle in his or her eye when they see a child cry. But I was proven wrong. You really are amazing. Thank you. Finally, Mr. Day, you're the one who helped me as I took the first step through that doorway in 3rd grade. You opened up a whole path of possibilities. Thank you. Next, I would like to thank my classmates. Many have been there for me, and others have taught me life skills. All of you have been kind, funny, and helped me. Whether it's with sports, humor, or personal problems, all of you are truly amazing. I specifically want to acknowledge Isabel, who joined Diegueno on the same day as I and took that first step into the classroom with me. You are a true friend. I don't only hold 6th graders close to my heart. There are a couple of special 5th graders who have helped me overcome obstacles and provided me with laughter. Jojo, Ethan, and Elle. Even though some of you are not here today, thank you. Also, I would love to address my kindergarten buddies, Josie and Aura. They have encouraged me to become the best 6th grade buddy I could be. Many experiences have brought this class closer together as a family. Camp Pally, Disneyland, Dig, and even the dance parties Diegueno schedules have all changed my personality. The time has gone so quickly, but as they say, time flies by when you're having fun. Since I've been here, life's been better for me. My Diegueno experience has changed me, and I will never be able to fathom that I can't attend this school again. I have no shame in calling Diegueno my home away from home. I can't believe how quick it's gone by. I'm here, graduating. Although there may be obstacles ahead, I know I can face and overcome them. As quoted by the fantastic Mr. Brazel, life is unfair. Get over it. I have had an amazing time at Diegueno. It's been a dream come true, but like all dreams, you have to wake up sometime. As I awake to the future before me, I want to say goodbye to you all as an official Diegueno graduate. Goodbye.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is David Thacker. Now let me start by taking you back in time. I came here in 4th grade. I had only my sister and high hopes. The move from my old school had been difficult, but my twin sister, Melissa, had always been there for me. I would like to thank her for supporting me and helping me make friends. In 4th grade, I noticed how nice the teachers were, something that was rare at my old school. I'd like to thank Miss Kim for helping me learn grammar, spending lots of time editing my essays in 4th and 6th grade, and for being nice and friendly. As my school year settled in and I felt confident by the spring of that year, which was the lockdown started, I was happy and thought this virus would be a pretty good way to skip school for a couple of weeks. Yeah. Instead of being a couple of weeks, it was the rest of the school year. When we returned into in-person learning in 5th grade, I realized how blessed I am to go to the school because we were one of the few schools to go back in person full time. I am also blessed to have several people alongside me through my journey. I'd like to first thank my mom and dad who sent me here, and also my sister, Elizabeth. All your love and support really helped me when I started 4th grade. Also, thank you for driving me to school as well. Now I'd like to thank the Cole family for starting the school and allowing us to do amazing activities like dig. Also, I would like to thank Miss Janet for helping me edit my dig essay in 5th grade and helping us rehearse the play. Another person I'd like to thank is Miss Erin for helping us with technical difficulties in class and being nice. Finally, I'd like to thank Miss Sushma for helping students with injuries, organizing events, and being an amazing friend to my mom. I would also like to thank some of my amazing teachers now. First, there is Miss Jill, who is always kind, motivational, and funny. Another teacher I want to thank is Miss Glancy for helping me become a better writer and helping me with vocabulary. Although she isn't here this year, she has been a big help in my journey. I want to thank Mr. Brazell for helping me learn about science and history, and for teaching me that life is unfair. Also, I'd like to thank him for taking the time to write meaningful comments on my history and science tests. Also, I'd like to thank Mr. McCarthy for making math real fun alongside Miss Jill and teaching us many new math concepts. I have always loved your math stories and will miss you and Miss Jill's class. The final teacher I want to thank is Miss Z. I want to thank you for helping me write, encouraging me, and being friendly and nice. Now, one of the most important, friendly, and funny teachers I ever had is Miss Sharon. I want to thank her for helping me every week of school and helping me cement new math concepts and helping me learn a new language. Overall, I'd like to thank everyone who's helped me in this amazing journey through Diegueno Country School. You will be missed. Thank you.
Someone once said, "Today I close the door to the past, open the door to the future, take a deep breath, and start a new chapter of my life." Now that it's become real to me that I'm going to the next chapter of my life, 6th grade, as an 11-year-old girl. Skipping a grade wasn't easy, but many people helped me along that journey, and I would like to thank them now. Thank you to my biological and dance family for always being there for me, and thank you especially to my parents for taking time out of your workday to drive me to this amazing school. Thank you so much, Mr. Brazell, for pushing me, but also for encouraging me with your kind notes on every assignment. Thank you to Mr. McCarthy for brightening my day with your kind of bad but extremely funny dad jokes. Thank you to Miss C for being the best sport at 6th grade camp and helping the girls beat the boys in prank wars the entire time. Thank you to Miss Jill and Miss Sharon for challenging me, but also helping me up if I was having a hard time in math. Thank you, Miss Klein, for helping our whole class learn and rewarding us with prizes that you bought with your own money. Thank you to the whole class for being the best friends I could ever ask for and making me laugh uncontrollably on a daily basis. Thank you to Miss Sushma and Miss Erin for always being there to help out all the kids at this school. And last, but definitely not least, thank you to Miss Janet for always making me happy and believing in me, even though I was younger than anyone else in my class. I would not be here today without you all. The memories our class has had are endless, but my two favorites were boomers and telling riddles instead of doing our homework in study hall. But My by far favorite memory with our class was 6th grade camp. Though not everyone could come, I know for sure that I and some others had the best week ever there. Even though some of the activities were scary, after I finished them, I was very happy I did. Now here comes the part our whole class has been dreading. Actually leaving this amazing school that helped us all mature and become the people we are today. The school that made us realize how big the world is, but kept us safe in our little school bubble. To my Diegueno family, I am forever grateful for you.
Hello everyone, my name is Matt, and I will be talking about my experience at Diegueno. I would like to share with you a little about the teachers, my family, and my school experience. First, I would like to thank 3 teachers. The first is Mr. Brazell, because he always pushed me to my best work and wanted me to succeed. The second is Mr. Day. You were a fantastic 3rd grade teacher, and you still are a great teacher, even though I'm no longer in your class. Last but not least, Miss Sharon. You helped me with my math and made a big difference. I love working with you because you are entertaining to be with. You also got me into math in 3rd grade, and I still remember how I would always talk to you in class and how I would compliment your jewelry. I don't know why, I just did, because we got along so well. You are more than just a teacher to me. You are a friend. Mom and Dad, thanks to you, I got to go to this great school. You motivated me to try hard and wanted me to achieve something. You are the reason I've been successful at sports, and why I want to keep getting better. Big thanks to the Coles who started this school, because you turned this house into a school where I got a fantastic education. I would also like to thank the parents that helped out our class throughout the year during field trips and fun little holidays throughout the year. To my grandma and grandpa, you have always wanted me to succeed, and you have been pushing me since I was little, and I appreciate that because now it's my chance to use your advice and shine in middle school. Last but not least, I would like to thank all my friends and other classmates for making this school year so fun, even though it's over. It's going to feel odd not being in this beautiful forest anymore. It's crazy for me to think how far I've come. We've all come this year, and how I've never thought about saying my final goodbyes to this whole school until this moment. I am so grateful that you all set me up to succeed, and I hope I can visit the campus every once in a while just to remember my amazing years at Diegueno.
Up until a few months ago, I was the perfectionist, willing to work for hours and hours for an assignment. It was perhaps a consequence of my fear of failure, mistakes, disappointment, and maybe even success. It was dressed in sayings of trying my ultimate best and my love of being meticulous. I thought perfection looked good in his shiny shoes until I realized it was all just a fantasy. It chained me from expressing my authenticity. In the end, I became aware that perfection is a choice. And this year, I rose up to make my own choices. For if I couldn't discover that power at Diegueno, then it wouldn't be found anywhere else. The teachers and staff at Diegueno immersed me into an environment where I immediately felt accepted. And I thank all of you teachers for that. They opened the door to unique learning opportunities that I'm forever grateful for. There are a very special few that I'd love to recognize in the following. The person who deserves one of the biggest thank yous of all, Miss Janet. You're probably the bubbliest person I know, as you walk through the door every day with a light heart and brightening smile. You've done so much for our school, and if I were to list each one of those things, we'd be here for decades. Second, Miss McCarthy, I thank you so much for always brightening my day, even if it was a horrible, terrible, no good, very bad day. Your jokes will always make us laugh, even if they're bad sometimes. Thank you, Mr. Rizal. When I first set foot at Diegueno, I thought you were the mean teacher. the ones that you see in movies, the one who finds literal joy in torturing poor, helpless students. Sorry, Mr. Rizal, I was totally wrong and discovered later on that you made every single one of us better and more disciplined students. You only gave us one road to choose from, success. I appreciate that because you really did care. Additionally, I'd like to thank my family and close friends, and now our family, for cheering me on from the sidelines and acting as my backbone at all times. They're the ones that pushed me this year to explore new ventures, such as running for student council president and, surprisingly, winning. Thank you for giving up your time to support my academics. In all, Diegueno has paved its way to my heart and soul. During 6th grade, I failed, succeeded, cried, laughed, and found my second home. Shannon L. Alder, a best-selling inspirational author, once said, "There is no perfection, only beautiful versions of brokenness." At Diegueno, I've mastered the art of extracting beauty from my mistakes. I thought I was forging a path of smooth cement during 6th grade, but as I walked across it, I realized that all paths in this world have a few bumps and cracks along the way. There never was such a thing called perfect. There's only imperfect perfection. And standing here now, I'm proud to say that that's what makes our world as joyful as it is today. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know how many Kleenexes I went through during that, but thank you. Oh, what a group. If there's one thing that is abundantly clear right now, it's that we need to rehabilitate Denton's reputation. And now the moment is here. It is time for your diplomas. So when we read your name, you can come forward, and parents, feel free to come forward for photos. You can come down the front aisle and just take your turn. I think it's in no particular order, actually. And they're going to get to hug all of us, because that's what we do here. Hug train. Here we go. Ready? Benjamin Allen. Quick photo. I gotta have a better assembly line. I'm all about efficiency. Here we go. Next up is Kieran Hoffman. Now imagine doing this with 130 students at a high school graduation. It took a while yesterday. There's only 17. Sasha Ponham.
Okay.
That's okay. Josephine Miller Jones. Matthew Bellows.
He's a tall one.
I know. He's gonna block your face.
I know. He's taller.
Dorian Rinker. Mira Cantes. Oh, yeah, do the jump. Darren Lai.
You better take a good photo, Alice, okay?
Or else.
Make you look even shorter.
Dea Sangera. Isabel Connor. Chase Milliken. I think I've been saying your name wrong the entire time you've been here, so I apologize for that. Julia Scorobugatti.
There we go.
I said it right. William Garner.
Ow.
Poor William. Yeet Okur.
Get way in here. As I'm going to stand on my tiptoes.
Do you want the stool?
Exactly.
Melissa Thacker. David Thacker.
Of course.
And last but not least, Ariel Pearson.
Here, wait, hold on, we're not ready.
Oh, well, are you sure you don't want to like jump scare the children one more time for old time's sake?
It's gotta be a surprise, I can't do it.
You can tell that the energy in the air, we all are good friends, the teachers. The kids can feel that. They absorb our energy because kids can spot a phony in a second. And so we don't have any phonies here. They are genuinely, truly, they love the children. We love you guys so much. And I know how hard it is to leave home, but know that you can always come back. You saw how many graduates came at the end of the year. And anytime you have a day off, just call us, let us know you're coming. You get to raid the kitchen. What else can we tell you? You get to help grade papers. You get to help it break. Anyway, you've seen the glory of the graduate life. So welcome to graduate life, you guys. Congratulations, class of 2022.
And show me something new. Hey, yeah, it's a hell of a time. This world's insane, but we gon' be alright.